Hi everyone, it's Sam Owen here. Today I'm going to share with you my simple three-step system for resolving anxiety in your life, whether fleeting anxiety or an anxiety disorder. In my book, Anxiety Free, published in 2018, I term these three steps the three pillars of calm. The three pillars of calm will change your life. My three pillars of calm will put you in charge, highlight that anxiety is our friend, and show you how to resolve anxiety within just a few seconds or a few weeks. Yes, of course, if you are suffering from post traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, or complex PTSD, like for example, when you've survived an abusive relationship, then it will probably take longer for you to resolve that form of anxiety disorder. But the same steps still apply and still work. The three pillars of calm, which I will share with you shortly, work every time. And I've worked with some really unusual cases where I've had clients who have not only had some strange sources of anxiety, but also have suffered from that anxiety for decades. And in just a handful of sessions, or sometimes in just one or two sessions, they've completely resolved their anxiety and it's transformed their life. When I wrote the book Anxiety Free, I accounted for fleeting anxiety and anxiety disorders. And so the book covers how to resolve anxiety within 4 weeks. However, oftentimes you can resolve your anxiety within seconds or minutes. And that's also covered in the book. And in fact, it's central to the theme of the book and the tried and tested three-step system that I will share with you shortly. A good definition of anxiety is an uneasy feeling or nervousness about something that is happening or might happen. And as stated in a peer reviewed neuroscience journal, anxiety occurs when our brain is alerting us to a threat to our mental or physical well being or survival. And the reality is that occurs whether the threat is real or imagined, major or minor, generated by ourselves or generated by something else. So, you see, anxiety is our friend. It's just trying to keep us alive and well. It's simply one of our inbuilt survival mechanisms. Just as you feel pain when you touch your arm on a hot stove, so it tells you to move your arm away from the hot stove, in that same way, when you experience anxiety, your brain is alerting you to a threat that it has identified and it wants you to extinguish that threat. All you really need to think about is my brain has identified something that it's concerned about. What might that be? And what do I need to do to resolve it? And this is where the three pillars of calm come in. I have used this exact system with my clients with success every time. The three pillars of calm are as follows. Calm pillar one, identify the cause of your anxiety. Calm pillar two, identify solutions to overcome the threat. And calm pillar three, take thoughtful action to resolve the issue. That's it. That's all your brain is trying to get you to do. Your job is to do it. And that's why avoidance doesn't work because you're not dealing with the threat. It's just like leaving your arm on the hot stove and just hoping it's going to go away. No, it's there to serve us, it's there to protect us. So utilize it to your advantage. And it will really help your life massively, all aspects of your life relationships, dating, mental health, well being, career goals, life purpose, everything. It will help everything in your life. Whenever you experience any anxiety in any area of your life, it's because your brain is essentially helping you. So remember those three pillars of calm. Identify the cause of your anxiety, identify solutions to overcome the threat, and take thoughtful action to resolve the issue. Or simply identify, solve, resolve. Now, here's the thing if your anxiety symptoms keep coming back, it's because you've not fully resolved the cause of your anxiety. And that might be because you've just not identified it correctly, or you've identified it but you've not used the right solution, or you've not used it for long enough, or it might be that you have more than one source of anxiety. For example, it could be repetitive. For example, it could be repetitive negative thinking, such as worry and rumination, which is heavily linked to anxiety disorders and depression. And it could also be a person. In my book, Anxiety Free, I define 8 threat types to help you work out the cause of your anxiety, i.e., calm pillar one. And I divide those into 2 categories, and 4 belong to each category. And I term those categories self-generated anxiety and externally generated anxiety, because sometimes that threat can be generated by ourselves, such as repetitive negative thinking, such as worry, and other times that anxiety can be generated by something else or someone else, for example, a person or an event. Now, of course, when you're resolving anxiety over a number of weeks, because calm pillar 3, take thoughtful action to resolve the issue, is going to take some time. In the meantime, you want to be able to soothe your anxiety symptoms just to make life more bearable. And other times, you may be so foggy headed from the anxiety that you actually are struggling to think about what calm pillars 1, 2, and 3 are for your particular situation. And so, for that reason, in the book, I do share loads of science backed strategies for soothing anxiety symptoms in the moment, so that you can problem solve your anxiety and also just make life more enjoyable. Um, in addition to that, in the book, though, are also client case studies, and also it's a very practical book. So there's loads of exercises, and it gives you the ability to create your own personal tailored plan for the anxiety that you are suffering from. So it's very hands on, very easy, and a really fun read. But the whole point of today's video is that if you can just identify, solve, and resolve your anxiety just by asking yourself those two questions: what is my mind concerned about, and what do I need to do to resolve it? Then you have protected your health and well being and your survival, and you can go on and achieve your goals and just live a happy, healthy life. So remember, anxiety is your friend. There is always a reason you are experiencing anxiety, and the moment you resolve the threat, the anxiety symptoms will disappear from your life as quickly as you can click your fingers. So remember, identify, solve, resolve, the 3 pillars of calm. Identify the cause of your anxiety, identify solutions to overcome the threat, and take thoughtful action to resolve the issue. Use those every time you experience anxiety or have an anxiety disorder, and you will completely extinguish it from your life. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.